Okay, mate. I just want to look at this HEX breakout. Now, this is obviously a parabolic move, and when you get a parabolic move and you get the drop, well, the buy point is down here, right? This is where you want to be buying, and preferably, if I can get my words right, you want to be buying below the averages. If the drop is straight down, right, this is going to cause a bounce point. Okay, this is going to bounce up into the white 100 moving average, and I would say it's going to reject again. Okay, and then maybe it might go back up. So the buy is missed, in my opinion. We missed the buy. If I would have seen this, not that I can trade HEX, or not that I do, it's not on a major exchange or anything. I don't really trade Uniswap and stuff, but don't get me wrong, I do trade at the very odd time, but sometimes I don't have time. Can't be bothered. But this was a fantastic buying opportunity because we had that drop. Like look at the steepness of that drop. It's magnificent. It really is beautiful, and it's the perfect move of a parabolic breakdown. And that falling wedge was absolutely beautiful. It came right into the apex of it, down into a pierce of the red 200 and the purple 200, and it was a magnificent buy, really. So now, parabolic moves, they generally like to retrace 80% of the way, 80 to 90% of the way. So there is the possibility, right, that HEX is going here. That is a parabolic advance right up here. So if we know that, and we understand the fact that parabolic advances can actually break down to like this can bounce back up, and maybe it does bounce back up here into the neckline, but eventually, you know, price should come back into this level. I would be a buyer, you know, down here on a pierce below the 5 cent. That's where I would like to buy and hold HEX. Other than that, yes, it's a trading vehicle, and yes, there will be some good trades off it, like the buy in here, right on here. Now, we are still in a bull market, so to speak, or whatever, but you know, the rest of the market has been bullish, and this has obviously been tanking a little bit. Like Bitcoin, this was stronger than Bitcoin for a while. This kept going up as Bitcoin was going down. Like this parabolic move here, I think, was when Bitcoin was crashing. So there is a bit of an inverse correlation here on it, or maybe it's nothing, maybe it's just that one-time event or whatever, but just something to keep in mind for the future. Now, when we're in here, I would suspect price to move back up here eventually into this sort of level, and it might actually form a range on here, and depending on the range, that will depend on the next move. Okay, if this can really form a decent bullish structure off this, well, like something like this, I like these patterns. I like it to form a range like this and prove that the bears are not strong enough to push it lower, and then look to get long for a move back up. And who knows, you know, if the market is overall strong, maybe it does want to come back up here first. But eventually, parabolic advances like to come back 80 to 90% of the way, and that is a pierce of 5 cent down here. Now, will that be in the bear market, or when will that be? Time will tell. The other thing is, what if the parabolic advance is not done yet? You know, what if it does move higher and goes to 70 cent? What if it bounces from here, goes to 70 cent? Well, then obviously it's 10 cent is your level. You know, down here you can see that moves up depending on where the real top is, because maybe the real top is not in yet. So I want to show you this chart. Now, here is something very interesting. Now, if you can look here, it's almost identical to AV. You know, so you might think that maybe there is something in this, that this could be the buy down here. And is that a daily? That's a 3-day chart. Well, it is similar-ish, right? There's no red 200 here, but you can see the what do you call it? I lost my words. Falling wedge. You know, the falling wedge coming down here, just like we had a bit of a falling wedge down here. And obviously, when that broke up to the upside, we bounced back up and continued to be very strong and held up here. So, and then there was another giant leg to the upside on AV. Okay, so maybe I'm wrong, and maybe the parabolic advance is not done yet, and it's not fallen to 5 cent. You can see that AV had 2 very strong candles, 3-day candles back to the upside. So maybe if a dip back down here, you could dabble in it maybe to see if we can get something very similar to this. Because if I show you the daily chart here on AV and the daily chart here, well, they're pretty much identical. The fact that we break right down and pierce the red 200 moving average, pierce the purple 200 moving average right down here, and then it actually finishes up very strong. It bounces and just takes off. So there definitely is similarities to AV here. I mean, at this point you do have a line in the sand. Your stop loss has to go below this low. So I'm not sure, I didn't measure what dropped yesterday, but or what bounced yesterday. Oh, bloody hell, yeah, 60%, that's too much. So that makes it's a shame I didn't see that down below that red 200. I would have said that's a buy every day of the week. And there was even a stop hunt on this. It was quite unbelievable, quite amazing. Perfection, really, to be honest. Now it makes it that much trickier to get on board. I mean, you could wait, right? You could play the safe card and wait till it drops back down into anywhere down here and maybe start to accumulate it. Your stop loss has to go down below this low. But if we pierce back down below the red 200 moving average, well, I probably think that's a good buy, at least to a move into this level. But that's also a big percentage gain. So you can see that's 50%, probably minimum. And if this remains to be hot and actually comes back up out of this, maybe there's another leg higher in the alt season, and maybe this is going to $1 plus. You have to think that there is some sort of similarities here to AV, which was one of the strongest charts we've ever had in crypto, and from my memory, this is also one of the strongest charts in crypto. I know we have SHIB as well, but this is on one of the main exchanges at least. This is not on it yet, but what if it ever gets listed on Binance or something? It's probably going to do something like what AV did. And if you remember, AV completely dwarfed this pattern and went way higher at a later date. So you can kind of imagine, following out this sort of pattern and bouncing back up, chopping through here, and then lifting off. As far as I remember, this is one of the greatest gains in crypto history, maybe more. I forget, but I remember hearing some stuff about it. That usually is a good sign of strength, relative strength, a little bit like what AV had.